Hey everyone, it's Strange Michael. I hope you're doing well today. I have a movie review that I wanted to do like 2 weeks ago, and it took me like another week to finish watching the movie after I wanted to do a review. Last week I said I was going to put up 2 reviews. I ended up just putting up 1. This week you're getting 2, back to back right now. This movie is so awful. This is the thing. I want to apologize because both of the movies I'm talking about today are both awful. Both genuinely awful. This one's worse than the other one I'm about to review after this video, so when you see the other one, you'll see. The Last Inn, which came out in 2021, it's an hour and 30 minutes, and I saw it listed on Tubi, and I was like, oh, the poster was kind of cool on Tubi, not on the actual, like, IMDb website. And I was sitting here thinking, you know, maybe it won't be horrible, because the poster looks good. A lot of the time with IMDb, you can tell, or not IMDb, Tubi, a lot of the time stuff looks better as a poster, and it can be a really awful movie, but there are times you have a really cool poster, and it's a really solid flick. And so I watched this, and immediately within the first couple of minutes, I was laughing so hard that I knew I was going to watch the rest of this movie to make fun of it. The Last Inn may very well be one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life. I think if you like to do movies that have a drinking challenge theme to them, where people drink watching every hilarious cliche or whatever pop up in the movie, this is the movie for you. Not just on the basic cliches, but with how absolutely laughable and embarrassing, and how much secondhand embarrassment you'll have for the filmmakers and cast, especially the actors, especially the main girl who's trying her hardest to do something good with this awful movie script. It is such a piece of shit movie. I don't even have words for it. I mean, it's one of those examples of how Tubi is riding that borderline. They can have some really great things you haven't watched in years, some Oscar winners, some things that are great that people haven't heard of, some underrated things, and then some shit like Asylum movies. They can have stuff like that on there. And this is a great example of when you used to go to like Hollywood Video or Blockbuster and you'd find things called like Transmorphers instead of Transformers and stuff like that. This is exactly what this kind of thing is like except for being a rip-off parody type of thing. It's nothing like that. It's just a piece of crap movie with everything that could have went bad about this movie went bad. Anyway, a girl that has blonde hair, I don't know her character name, I don't know the actress. I feel bad for the actress, but I don't know the actress. She wrecks her car. And as she's wandering around, she makes her way up to this very spooky-looking mansion, and she goes inside, and apparently it's an inn of some sort. And while she's there, she meets some odd people. Mr. and Mrs. Lost, spelt L-A-W-S-T, according to the subtitles that I read while I watched this piece of crap. Now, while she's here, she's encountering some people. One guy that she thinks is cute. There's another couple that goes here as well. And they're all just kind of there. They all don't really have any personality. None of the actors or actresses are really able to pull anything off because the script has literally nothing for them to do. You can tell the writer is one of two things. Either a guy who's written his first script with this movie and really, really, truly believed in it, or he's some kind of foreign fellow who does not understand the English language as well as I thought he would, I guess. And I don't mean that as an insult. That's not his fault entirely. Because some of the lines, some of the way they're written, it sounds like somebody who's mismatching or mixing up whatever, how a sentence should be phrased in a basic phrase that we use typically in the English language. So I don't know, there was a lot of that here that just, it felt very foreign, you know, to me, with somebody who was trying to make an American movie. Again, the actors and actresses have nothing to do. They're trying. They're all trying. I really do think that. Not just our main actress, but everybody else is trying to do something here. The main girl, the blonde-headed girl, thinks the one guy's cute. She's kind of flirting with him and stuff throughout the movie. Mr. and Mrs. Lost are your deliberate, creepy intakers of the building. May or may not be the owners. I don't remember and I don't care. They're horrible. But the movie is even worse when you first open it up because it has, again, just hilarious, awful stuff throughout it. Just stuff that is so embarrassing in filmmaking alone that stuff is bad enough. That stuff will make you laugh and make fun of this movie and never forget it as long as you live. However, the opening is really what got me because this is a continuing thing that happens throughout the movie. The opening starts up with a little girl with this really trying to be spooky doll. You know, when Annabelle came out, people were trying to make movies of killer dolls and stuff. Haunted dolls, that kind of crap at like Walmart and whatnot for $5 when they're brand new, which you know it has no quality at that point more than likely. Stuff like that was in this movie. Like, you had this creepy doll, which is just a Bratz doll. It's just a regular sized Barbie with big ass eyes. This thing is sitting on the table, and this little girl's messing with a Ouija board. And the voiceover, there's a voice actress, it's another actress in the film, I believe it's her mom, that they very clearly having doing the voice for the little girl, and they're trying their best to make it sound like a little girl's voice. It doesn't sound like Bubbles from Powerpuff Girls with Tara Strong or anybody like that. It's a grown-ass woman doing the voice of a little girl, and it sounds as bad as you could possibly imagine. That very high-pitched way of speaking to try to make it sound innocent and cutesy and ignorant to the world and so on and so on. It's awful. It's so awful, and when I started this movie up and saw that take place and heard that voiceover, I ugly laughed. I ugly laughed, and that doesn't happen very often, but when I make fun of movies, that happens. That horrifically happened here. I ugly laughed at this. And then, like, a hand came out of the table or something and grabbed her face or reached for her. It was hilarious. It was so bad. It's such an awful movie. I don't even have words for it. I can't even explain to you how bad this is. Every time you see a shot of like a hallway, I'm certain that portions of it are CGI, but like not just out the window shots. I feel like it's most of the hallway seems like it's fake. But then people will walk out and I'll be like, oh, okay, well, it's not a fake set. It's not a green screen. It's not a blue screen, nothing like that. But like every time you see a shot of the outside of the building, it's very clearly a blue screen or green screen CGI shot of some kind of mansion with some fake fog and stuff floating around it. It looks bad. And that's fine. I understand it's lower budget. I have no problem with lower budget filmmakers. If you're an indie filmmaker, I'm not trying to insult anybody like you or the makers and whoever's involved with this movie. It's just, with everything else that was so bad in this movie, so specifically that little girl that I talked about in the opening, the prologue, who throughout the entire movie, when she makes an appearance in this movie, she is still being dubbed by some adult voice actress. And I understand maybe she was young. She is a very young little girl. Maybe they couldn't get her to speak the lines in an intelligible way. I get that. But it's so bad there's no words. And it's so bad that it's embarrassing to have a grown woman doing that voice. And how it just doesn't fit. It doesn't fit at all. It's hysterical. And to keep having that happen throughout the entire movie when there's also another kid in this movie who is not dubbed, it stands out even more because the little girl's in stereo, the little boy is not. Anyway, this movie's awful. The writing's bad. The fake CGI house is bad. The hallways look cool, but they're bad. The actors and actresses are all given bad performances here. Our main actress is forced so many times from this awful writing and directing to just say the most stupid shit in the most stupid shit way that she could possibly do it. And I feel awful for her. You could see how she's trying so hard to make this convincing and worthwhile. Anybody who sees this is going to make fun of this movie. I'm sad for all these people involved with this. The Last End is a horrible mess. It's hysterical again, one of the funniest bad movies I've ever seen in my life because how endearing it wants to be. It's not trying to be a parody, it's not trying to be obvious like a Sharknado type of thing. It's genuinely a masterpiece of being awful, like a Troll 2 type of thing, because it's genuine and it thinks it's really good. And even the twists towards the end of the movie, you pick up on in the first like 10 minutes of this movie. It's so bad, dude. Anyway, when it comes to The Last End, I cannot believe that low-budget movies like this are still being made. As early as last year, this came out in 2021. I'm dumbfounded that that's still a thing. Anyway, avoid it at all costs. It's awful. If you love to make fun of bad movies or just watch bad movies, this is the movie for you, my friend. I promise you, you will never stop laughing about it. This is not only bad, it's atrocious. Anyway, what are your thoughts on The Last End? Have you seen this piece of shit? I would love to hear all that comment and conversation down in the comment section down below, just because I'm amazed that I have not heard about this movie before, because of how much people tore into things like Netflix movies and stuff online and on YouTube. Some of my favorite YouTube reviewers have done that, and I never heard anyone talk about this with Tubi being free. That kind of surprises me. Anyway, what are your thoughts? Put them down below, guys. Let me know what you think about this piece of garbage movie. When it comes to The Last End, if I had to rate it on a 5-star basis, I'm going to give this like a 1 out of 5 stars, dude. I'm usually that guy that gives movies like this with certain, if I like a couple of things, if I think some things are just decent, or just has a really bad script or something for an otherwise really nice concept. You know, I usually can kind of give it a little bit of a chance and kind of break away. With this movie and the next movie I'm going to review, that's not even possible. It's just a straight out awful piece of crap. I liked nothing about this movie. Literally nothing about it. Absolutely nothing about it. And I say that again, nothing about this movie is good. Nothing. And I'm shocked by how horrible it is. Anyway, 1 out of 5 stars for me. That's like one of the earliest, lowest ratings I've ever given on this channel. That should tell you everything you need to know about avoiding this piece of trash. I'm sorry to everybody who may be involved with this movie, or may have been, who watches this review. I don't mean to be insulting, but it's unbelievable. You don't realize how unbelievable it could be. Something like The Incredible Bulk was made like in 2005 or 8 or something like that. Then you see something like this that came out in 2021. It's unbelievable. Anyway, 1 out of 5 stars for The Last End. What do you think about it? Put your thoughts and comments down below once again. Thank you for watching. God bless you guys, and goodbye.